Good afternoon, children. How are you? Fine. Hope all are fine and safe at your home. Anyway, welcome to our social science class. Today we are going to start. Today we are going to take our second lesson of the second part. Okay. First part we already studied or learned. Now we are going to take our second part of our second lesson. And first lesson we learned and studied well, and our exams already done and finished. Anyway, now we are going to take our second lesson. Our lesson's name, do you remember that name? Medieval India, Society, Resource and Trade. In the first part, we learned about some travelers came to India. What for they came to India? For the we got the informations about the India's prosperity. Okay, so who were the travelers came to India? From the first part we learned who were, first of all we learned Babur, who was the founder of Mughal ruler, and he wrote his memoir, that is Babur Nama. He wrote something about the India's prosperity. Okay, and then another traveler, the traveler Al-Biruni, he came from where? He came from Central Asia, that is now in Uzbekistan, and he wrote something about the agriculture prosperity about in India during the medieval period. You know medieval period, which when medieval period started? That medieval period start from 18th century, in between 8th century to 18th century. That period is known as medieval period. Okay, so Al-Biruni came to India. He came from Central Asia or Uzbekistan, and he wrote something and he gave us some information about India's condition. And next, Niccolo Conti, another Italian traveler, he came to India and wrote again about the conditions of India. Okay, that we learned from the first part. Now we are going to learn about the second part, that is not only these two persons or these two travelers came to India, but also so many travelers came to India. And who are the prominent travelers came to India, and they gave us some informations about the conditions of India. Understood? ഇന്ത്യയുടെ കണ്ടീഷൻ, ഇന്ത്യയുടെ അവസ്ഥയെ കുറിച്ചിട്ട് ഒരുപാട് വിവരണങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് മിഡീവൽ പീരീഡിൽ ഇന്ത്യ എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു എന്നുള്ള വിവരണങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നത് ഇത്തരം ട്രാവലേഴ്സ് യാത്രാ വിവരണങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നുമാണ്, ആ യാത്രാ സഞ്ചാരികളിൽ നിന്നും എഴുതിയതിൽ നിന്നുമാണ്. ഓക്കെ, ടുഡേ we learn about the another traveler who was Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta. Look at this picture. He was Moroccan traveler. He was Moroccan traveler. He came from Morocco and who visited India during the Sultanate period. Ibn Battuta came from India, came from Morocco, and he visited, in which period he came to India? During the Sultanate period. Okay, we already learned and studied that Sultanate period and Mughal period and dynasties period and kingdoms period. So many everything we learned from our first lesson. Okay, do you remember that? Okay, and Ibn Battuta, he described Indian towns like this. Ibn Battuta, he wrote about the Indian towns. What he wrote? The towns in India are highly populous and wealthy. You know, Indian towns are very highly populous and wealthy. The streets of the cities were flooded with diverse goods. All items are diverse. Varieties goods are there were in cities. And Delhi and Daulatabad are colorful cities. That's why Delhi and Daulatabad. Daulatabad is already we learned that from the first lesson. All that cities are very colorful because of diverse goods are there. Okay, so Ibn Battuta, he wrote about the Indian towns. Okay, next another traveler, his name was Ralph Fitch. Look at this picture. Ralph Fitch, he was an English traveler. Ralph Fitch, he was an English traveler. See, English traveler. He also visited India during the Mughal period. But Ibn Battuta visited India during the Sultanate period, but Ralph visited India during the Mughal period. All of you, you remember that in which period, which traveler came to India? You just notice in your notebook. Okay. And Mughal period, Ralph which came to India, and he also described something about the Indian towns. Look at this slide. He wrote something. What did he wrote? He wrote about the Indian towns. Agra, Fatehpur Sikri and Ahmedabad are bigger than London. You know, London is the biggest city in the world. But he wrote about the Indian towns, that examples, Agra, Fatehpur Sikri and Ahmedabad are the bigger than London. The biggest city in the world. Delhi is the big and wealthy city. Okay, so he wrote something about the Indian towns. Understood? And so from these travelers we got about the Indian towns or Indian towns on that Mughal on the period of medieval India. Okay, medieval period. And what information can we got about the Indian towns of that period? എന്തെല്ലാം ഇൻഫോർമേഷൻ ആണ് ആ പീരീഡിലുള്ള ഇന്ത്യൻ ടൗൺസിനെ കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് ഇവരിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നത്? ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഓൾ, ടൗൺസ് advanced around the production centers and markets. First point is towns advanced around the production centers and the markets. Okay, all towns are like production centers or markets. So that's why all centers are colorful cities. You know that. And next point, Dhaka, Paitan and Kanjipuram, Urayur, Madurai, etc. were the famous towns that were developed. Okay, these so many towns are developed on that period, but important or prominent cities or towns which are they? Dhaka, Paitan, Kanjipuram, Urayur, Madurai, and so many cities are developed on that period. Understood? We got this information from these travelers. Okay, and next one, artisans, who are the people lived on that period, or for the peoples or urban populations formed, who are included in the urban population. അതായത് നഗര പട്ടണങ്ങളിൽ സ്ഥലങ്ങളിൽ ഏതെല്ലാം ജനങ്ങൾ കൂടി ഒരുമിച്ച് നിന്നിട്ടാണ് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നവർ, അവർ ആരെല്ലാമായിരുന്നു? They are the artisans, traders, officers and servants, slaves, etc. You know, artisans means ആരാണ്? artisans എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കൈത്തൊഴിൽക്കാർ, and traders കച്ചവടക്കാർ, officers ഓഫീസുകാര്, then servants വേലക്കാർ, and slaves അടിമകൾ. ഇവരെല്ലാവരും കൂടിയ ഒരു ഗ്രൂപ്പ് ആയിരുന്നു urban population. Understood? These are the artisans, traders, officers, servants, slaves, etc. are formed the urban population. Okay, then next, look at this map of India. Look at this map of India. Some towns are developed on that period. The towns already mentioned here. Okay, you see this, and that in which states these places are located. Find out in which states. You can write it in your notebook. Okay. Anyway, any idea about that? Okay, I give you that another map. In which states which state that is located? What the idea? That now at present in the Dhaka, Paitan, Kanjipuram, Urayur, Madurai, etc. that places are or that towns are located in Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal and Bangladesh. Did you see that all states in this map? Okay, you can write it in your notebook. Okay, anyway, then again next table you can see, and that in which each towns are located in which states. You can see this table. Delhi, that is in Union Territory. Agra is located in Uttar Pradesh. Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Surat, Gujarat. And Paitan, that is in Maharashtra. Hampi, Karnataka. Kanjipuram, Mahabalipuram, Urayur, Tanjavur, Madurai, etc. are located in Tamil Nadu, Kochi, Kozhikode and Kollam, that is in Kerala, our state, and Calcutta, and Murshidabad, that is in West Bengal, and last one Dhaka, that is in Bangladesh. Got the idea? Okay, these are the towns that were developed on that time. Okay, then next another traveler came to India. That traveler's name is Bernier. Bernier. Okay, see this picture. Look at this picture. Yes, Bernier, his full name. Bernier, he was a French traveler. He described about the workshops and occupational goods. He described about the workshops. Workshop means പണിപ്പുരകളെ കുറിച്ചും and occupations, which are the occupations are there on that period. About them, he wrote something. Okay, and also he wrote, see this slide, he wrote something about the India, that is about workshop and occupational group. Workshop and occupational groups. See, look at this. Big rooms where karkhanas functions are found in many places. Embroiderers working under a supervisor are found in one room. Goldsmith in another. Dyers and cobblers work in different rooms. Okay, understood. And these are the occupational groups are formed in that time. Okay, so who are they? They are so many occupational groups are located there. That who are they? Which occupational groups could be found there on that time? On that time, embroiderers, goldsmith, dyers, and cobblers. Okay, and anyway, another important thing is that he wrote about the karkhanas. On that time, one place is there. That place is known as karkhanas. What is karkhanas? Look at this picture. This is the picture of karkhanas. What is karkhanas? This is an important question. So you study well. Karkhanas were the centers that produced and supplied goods for the palaces of the Mughal kings and nobles. Understood? Karkhanas. What is karkhanas? Karkhanas were the centers. അതൊരു സെന്റർ ആണ് എന്തിന്റെ? That produced and supplied goods. സാധനങ്ങൾ, വസ്തുക്കൾ നിർമ്മിക്കുകയും അത് സപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട സെന്ററിനെയാണ് കാർഖാനാസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. For the palaces, ആർക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള വസ്തുക്കളാണ് അവിടെ നിർമ്മിക്കുന്നതും സപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നതും? For the palaces of the Mughal kings and nobles. മുഗൾ രാജാക്കന്മാർക്കും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ പ്രഭുക്കന്മാർക്കും ആവശ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള അവരുടെ രാജകൊട്ടാരത്തിലേക്ക് ആവശ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള സാധനങ്ങൾ വിൽക്കുകയും നിർമ്മിക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സെന്ററിനെയാണ് കാർഖാനാസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So you study well. That is an important question. What is karkhanas? What is karkhanas? Tell me. Karkhanas were the centers that produced and supplied goods for the palaces of the Mughal kings and nobles. Okay, what the idea? And on that time, which occupational groups could be found in the karkhanas? കാർഖാനയിലെ ഏതെല്ലാം തൊഴിലാളികളാണ്, ജോലിക്കാരാണ് അവിടെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്? Look at this. They are the embroiderers. First of all, we saw that the Bernice slide. Okay, from that Bernice, we are going to explain about the another traveler that whose name was the French traveler. He visited India during the Mughal period. His name was Tavernier. Okay, he described the social conditions of the India. Okay, he described about the social life of Indian people. Okay, he wrote about the social conditions, and from his descriptions, look at this and read this. The lifestyle, dressings, and food habits are extensively varied across India. Extravagantly, colorfully dressed people and those sparsely clad were also found here. Okay, understood. Their dressing style are different, and everything were different. Their food habits are different, and their lifestyles are different, and everything he wrote. We got these descriptions about from the Tavernier, the French traveler. From his description, we got some information about the social and economic inequalities. And from his descriptions, we got what we got social inequalities and economic inequalities we can see from his descriptions. സാമൂഹികവും സാമ്പത്തികവുമായ അസമത്വത്തെ നമ്മൾ ഇദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഈ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷനിൽ നിന്നും വിവരണങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. What are they? What are they? They are the social status was determined on the basis of the caste, occupation and wealth. അവിടെ social status determine ചെയ്തിരുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു? On the medieval period, social status was determined on the basis of caste. First one caste, then occupation and wealth. അതായത് ജാതിയുടെ പേരിലും തൊഴിലിന്റെ പേരിലും and സമ്പത്തിന്റെ പേരിലുമാണ് social statusനെ അവർ determine ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. Second point, kings, lords, priests and officers etc. were enjoyed higher social status. ഇവരെല്ലാവരും higher social statusൽ ഉള്ളവർ ആയിരുന്നു. Another, those who engaged in agriculture and handicrafts, അതായത് കൃഷിയുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ടവർ or കൈത്തൊഴിലുകൾ ചെയ്തിരുന്നവർ lower social statusൽ ഉള്ളവർ ആയിരുന്നു. And another one, each caste had its own customs and rituals. ഓരോ കാസ്റ്റുകാർക്കും അവരുടേതായുള്ള ആചാരങ്ങളും അനുഷ്ഠാനങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. And last one, evil customs like sati and child marriage was prevailed. Evil customs, അതായത് അനാചാരം, അന്ധവിശ്വാസങ്ങളായിട്ടുള്ള സതി ആൻഡ് ചൈൽഡ് മാരേജ്, ശൈശവവിവാഹവും സതിയും നിലനിന്നിരുന്നത് അന്നത്തെ കാലത്ത് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നെന്ന് നമുക്ക് ആരിൽ നിന്ന് ലഭിക്കുന്നു? ടവർണിയർ, ഫ്രഞ്ച് ട്രാവലറുടെ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷനിൽ നിന്ന് നമുക്ക് ലഭിക്കുന്നു. Another famous poet, he was a poet, his name was Amir Khusro, and look at his picture, his photo, Amir Khusro, and he was who lived during the Sultanate period, and also he was born in Uttar Pradesh in India. Okay, and Amir Khusro, he explained about the advancement in learning in India. ഇന്ത്യയുടെ അഡ്വാൻസ്മെന്റിന്റെ ലേണിംഗിനെ കുറിച്ചിട്ടാണ് അദ്ദേഹം എഴുതിയത്. What did he told? Several educational centers. Look at this slide. All of you look at this slide. Amir Khusro slide. Education, about education. India, the abode of knowledge. We, the Indians, can speak any language, but it is difficult for others to master our language. Indians do not abroad such several knowledge. It is the people from other countries who came to India. Just the Panchatantra stories, the mathematics, and are the contributions of India to the world. These are the important about the Indian learnings. Several education centers are existed in medieval India. The education centers which are there, Nalanda, Banaras, Agra, Lahore, Kanchi, Madura, and Delhi were the prominent among them. And also astronomy and mathematics advanced during this period. That is important point. And Leelavati by Bhaskaracharya was a famous work in mathematics. Bhaskaracharya, Leelavati, and mathematics is a famous book on Bhaskaracharya Leelavati. That was developed in this period, and observatories were established in Jaipur, Delhi, Ujjain, and Banaras. Several texts were translated into Persian. And so I think all of you got about the Indian conditions from our travelers. Did you got? And today I give you one work for you, that is which travelers visited in the Sultanate period. You can find out it. And which are the travelers visited in the Mughal period. Also you can find out it, and you can write and about the descriptions or each travelers. And first of all you can write the traveler's name and who came from where, evide ninnu vannu, and he visited during the which period, medieval period, Sultanate period or Mughal period. You can write it well. And anyway, from this almost our lesson, this lesson is almost over. From this lesson we learned about so many travelers. They are Al-Biruni, Niccolo Conti, Ibn Battuta, Ralph Fitch, Bernier, Tavernier, and Amir Khusro. Okay, so all of you read these lessons very well, and if you read, you can prepare some more one-word questions. That is very easy for you for study, and that's why you can prepare that one-word questions also. And I will send you today from this part the question answers. Okay, anyway, next day we will meet again. Thank you.